On this week's episode, the Avengers 4 trailer finally drops. Is it a good time to be in the good place? And is there a cold front coming on with the Game of Thrones? All this and more as we once again delve into the pop culture cosmos. And we're back with another episode of the Pop Culture Cosmos. My name is Gerald Glassford from Pop Culture Cosmos and Game Source. We truly appreciate everyone out there listening to all of our shows. But it wouldn't be a Pop Culture Cosmos without my good friend. He is the Chillmeister himself, studying everything about the new Game of Thrones trailer and so much more. It is my good friend. It is Josh, Josh Peterson. What's up, man?
Yo, yeah, just doing a little singing a little song of fire and ice, if you know what I mean.
Exactly, because there's a lot of symbolism when it comes to that trailer, but we'll be talking about that at the back end of the episode, along with reviews of the Sennheiser GSP 550 7.1 surround sound headphones, which I'm actually talking on right now, and also Battle Princess Madeline, that's available now on consoles and PC. But first, oh, and we also have Jessica Boggs coming on from the TV ratings guide. Uh, and also we have Jessica Boggs coming on. And also we have Jessica Boggs coming on here in a minute from the TVRatingsGuide.com. She's going to be stopping by with her monthly update on a lot of shows, including The Good Place. Some good news for fans of that show coming up that she's got the latest info on, and a lot more. Plus, on the back end, on the back end of the show, we've got Dutch from The Voice from the Underground sharing his top 5 in pop culture for 2018. But first, and we're back. And we're back to close out the show. This is Gerald Glassford from the Pop Culture Cosmos coming right back at you here. If you need a listing of where we're at, because we're being played all over the world on 15 different radio stations, plus on over 30 different podcast outlets, you can check our listings today on the Pop Culture Cosmos Facebook page right there for you. And also check out our other social media as well on Instagram, Twitter, and also Game Source and Humanica Media on Facebook. Speaking of Humanica Media, you've got a great thing going on there, my friend. So let everybody know the latest and greatest on what's going on with Humanica Media.
We put out a new Topic Apocalypse today. You can catch it now. It is talking about are millennials killing the economy? We're all millennials except for Daniel's friend, who is a.
You just love ripping on the millennials, I'm telling you.
Honestly, though, like if you look at the download numbers for anything that has millennial in the title of Topic Apocalypse, the downloads skyrocket. Like I went on YouTube and the one where we did about millennials, when is it time for millennials to leave California has over 200 views on YouTube. It's crazy. So is it a marketing scheme? I don't know, maybe, but it's fun to talk about. Are millennials killing the economy? Who knows? We got some opinions though, because the show is basically all of us just having opinions about stuff. So definitely check that out. It's on Podbean, podcast.com, iTunes, all the usual places.
I do think you should reconsider thinking about changing the title of Topic Apocalypse to Millennialopolis or something like that.
I actually made a joke in the podcast where someone said, "We are millennials." And I'm like, no, we are falcons.
Be that as it may, you got to check it out today on the Topicocalypse channel, now available on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and over a dozen different podcast outlets as well. And don't forget, this week is the week. It's such a big week for us. We'll be doing our holiday charity event at Retro City Games Saturday night, December 15th. We're going to be there at Retro City Games in Henderson, Nevada. If you're in the Las Vegas, Henderson, or North Las Vegas area, on in and around the 15th, come on down the 15th from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. We're going to be hanging out there. It's a holiday charity game night. It's going to be a lot of great fun. free retro gaming, free music that's going to be provided by Hyperschmidt and Trudai, and also Vedius. Some great performers that are going to be there. Hopefully I can get Chris from Vedius. Hopefully I can get him on our next show, the PCC Multiverse, to sit down and talk to me here for a few minutes on what all the great things are going on with Vedius there. And then also we've got 3 great tournaments that are coming up on the 15th. Again, it's going to be Fortnite, Call of Duty Black Ops 4, and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. We're having 3 different tournaments. All have great prizes attached to them, and all are going to be benefiting with a $10 sign up or equivalent donation. You want to go ahead and sign up for those tournaments because you not only have a chance for great prizes, but also as well, you're going to be contributing to 3 great charities, to one of 3 great charities: UMC Children's Hospital Nevada, 3 Square of Las Vegas, or the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Southern Nevada. One of those 3 great organizations will get your donation. It is truly appreciated, whether it's monetary, canned food, or new toys donations. We just truly cannot thank you enough. If you cannot make it or you want to go ahead and donate early, stop by the store, Retro City Games, anytime now, and you're listening to this up until the 15th, because if you do, you go ahead and you give your donation right there. Not only will it allow you to sign up right away, you go ahead and sign up for one of the tournaments right there, but anytime you make a donation there, you'll be able to get 15% off your total purchase at Retro City Games right there for you up until the 15th. Doing a great thing for you. I cannot thank Retro City Games enough for going ahead and extending that offer out. That's in the entire week. You go ahead and you drop off a canned food donation that's going to go to 3 Square of Las Vegas, a new toy donation that's going to go to the UMC Children's Hospital, or a monetary donation that's going to go ahead and go to Make-A-Wish Foundation of Southern Nevada. And yes, they will take 15% off your total purchase right there and then at Retro City Games. We're looking forward to a great holiday game night. Josh is going to be there with his camera crew. He's going to be going ahead and filming all the action. We're going to be doing podcasts. We're going to be doing retro gaming. It's going to be a great weekend. Saturday, once again, December 15th from 12 to 8 p.m. at Retro City Games in Henderson, Nevada. Hope you will be there. And if you can't, stop by the store sooner and get a great discount by just donating to a worthy cause. My friend, before we head on out, we got to talk about a couple great things that we came across as far as both you and I got the opportunity to review a couple different facets of pop culture that's out there. I got a chance to go ahead and review these headsets, the GSP 550 7.1 surround sound headsets from Sennheiser, that I'm talking now on and have been talking on the entire show on. So hopefully they sound good to you out there, because I think the mic picks up pretty good. Pretty darn good.
It does sound nice. It does.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It does sound nice. It's got a nice crisp. You're not peaking at all. It's got a nice crisp sound to it.
Oh, that's good. That's good. And I'll tell you what, the sound as a 7.1 surround sound system that's built into the unit. Just the clarity as far as the spatialization of sound. I cannot say enough about how good the experience is as far as when I'm watching a movie, when I'm playing a video game, or when I'm going ahead and just going ahead on YouTube and streaming some videos there. It is a great sound experience. If you want to check out my total review, it is now available on popculturecosmos.com, and later this week, popculturecosmos.wordpress.com. It already actually is up on the popculturecosmos.com site, and you can check out my full thoughts on that. But I'm going to tell you right now, this is definitely something you want to look into if you are looking for a high-end gaming headset. It does have some nice, it does have an excellent sound to it. A very, like Josh was saying, a very crisp mic that's coming out that gets everything out distinctly and just really sounds good in the quality. Well, you've been listening to it not only on this episode, but our previous one as well. So if you thought I sounded good on any of those previous 2 episodes, it's coming from the GSP 550. So My compliments to Sennheiser, a really strong outing when it comes to these nice headsets, and I cannot say enough good things about it. But if you want to read again my full review, because it's not a perfect headset, want to find out maybe little things I may have said about the actual unit itself, one way or the other, you want to check it out today on popculturecosmos.com.
Let me
I've
real quick. Let me ask you, what is the how does it feel on your head though? Is there a lot of like, because to me, a good pair of headphones needs to not like crush my head. How does that feel? Is there a lot of do you feel the earpieces coming in hard on your the sides of your head, or is there room for comfort?
There is a little bit of room for comfort. It is not crushing my head per se like some others have. It is adjustable enough to get by. As far as the weight of it, it's okay on as far as my head. I'm one. I've worn so many headsets over the years that I do get a lot of pressure on my head, and it starts to get headaches, and it starts to get sore if I have one that's either a too heavy or it is pressuring my head and just enclosing on my head. It's a little bit too tight. In this case, it's just enough that makes it comfortable for me because maybe because I got a big head or whatnot. I don't know why that is, but probably. But as I've been told by my wife many times, there's nothing in between there. So we'll have to talk about that at another time. But I will say that it is comfortable enough and it provides a good enough experience where you can use it for a long stream or long type of listening output. If you want to listen to an entire album or two, or watch an entire movie, or do a stream of about 2, 3, 4, or 5 hours, it looks like it will be able to be comfortable enough to do the job. It is not quite as comfortable as the Audio Technicas that I've been using for years now. That because it's the open air design, that one is really, really lightweight for a high end headset. That one is super lightweight. But then again, the trade off is sound. It's a good quality sound on that one, but it's a great one here.
Cool, man. And the how does it feel on your ears though? Like the actual earpieces themselves, they feel enough. Do your ears go inside of them, or do they kind of push on the outer edges of it?
They push a little bit on the outer edges of it, but not so much that it's starting to crush or infringe on it too much. It is pretty comfortable, like I was saying, but yeah, it does cover it does encompass the entirety of my ear. But there's still as you can see right now if you're watching on our YouTube channel, I'm twisting back and forth, and it does encompass the entire ear. It does encompass my entire. It does encompass both of my ears, but it does it in a way that's not crushing, and it's not too much pressure on it. Like I said, it is not as lightweight as the Audio Technicas, but for a high end headset that I've used before, others that I've used before, it definitely is a more comfortable experience than the vast majority of the headsets I've worn.
Nice, nice. So, what are we looking at price wise on these babies?
These babies are well. I'm glad you asked. These babies retail MSRP for $249.95. They fluctuate in price sometimes based on sale pricing and whatnot, but the place you can go to get it obviously is Amazon.com. It has a full line of Sennheisers that are available, but this to me is the Mac Daddy of them all because of the fact that it not only provides the 7.1 surround sound, has a high-end microphone, and it really does get the job done. It does have the volume control on the right ear cup, and on the left it is not a detachable but a retractable mic, which mutes if you just raise the arm up all the way up to a 12 o'clock position, and it'll just click off, and like it'll just click off and you're on mute. So if you wanted that ease of access that's there, it does provide it. The green color I thought was kind of strange because maybe a more neutral color, because you're not providing the consumers with a variety of colors. You're just providing with one color. So some people may be put off by the green color, but other than that, just some little quirks here and there. But other than that, the sound quality is tremendous. And also, like I said, you've been hearing on the mic, it's been pretty good on the mic as well. So I think overall for 250, it is a very solid outing. and a very good headset that people need to look into if they really want a high-end gaming headset to use.
Nice, nice. All right. So again for the listeners, what is the model on here?
It is the GSP 550. Again, it's a 7.1 surround sound headset. There are different Sennheiser gaming headsets out there, but if you want one with a true 7.1 surround sound experience, it does give you that. It does spatialize the sound. You want to go ahead and get this one. It is the GSP 550 from Sennheiser. And like I said, a lot of retail outlets have them, but I would like the easiest one for me to find was on Amazon.com. And but that's not the only review that we had. But that's not the only review we have lined up for you. Before we head on out, Josh had a chance to extensively take a look at the new game that just came out called Battle Princess Madeline. My friend, you had some thoughts, some really deep thoughts, and actually was a great turnaround from the time you actually got a chance to play it. So share your thoughts out there with what you think about Battle Princess Madeline, which is available now on various consoles, including the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, I think it hits the Switch and PS4 next week. There's some kind of release delay, but you can get it on Xbox and Steam right now.
Yeah.
It's you because I'm sorry, hold on, let me get my words together here. It kind of reminds me because I kind of missed out on that era of the arcades. I remember, you talked to me about this sometimes and how you remember it fondly. I kind of missed out on that. So all I really know about the arcades is like what I see in Stranger Things or old music videos, or old Pearl Jam or Soundgarden videos. And it's an interesting time, but like even though I didn't live through that time, playing Battle Princess Madeline kind of took me back to it, if that makes sense. Like it made me feel like I was catching up on things that I missed out on. And it's interesting because it has it in itself, it is an interesting reference to pop culture because it is like I mentioned this in my review, it feels right at home on your console, but it also feels like something you could play, in an arcade in the corner of some dingy pizza place.
Oh
And
yes, I remember that so well. As far as going to the pizza parlor, going to the liquor store, going to stop by the actual arcades themselves, and having a lot of fun. So, from what I've seen and the footage that you've shown and you've provided, and then also what I've seen out there as well, that it does look like a game that does harken back those memories to the arcades of old.
right, right, and it's an 8-bit game instead of a 16-bit game. But it's interesting because I have never personally seen the Unity engine be utilized in that way because they incorporated different aspects from other game builders into the Unity engine that allowed them to create really cool like lighting effects and stuff. And it's old, but it also feels very new. And I can't tell if it's a platforming game or, an RPG or maybe a mix of both because there is a lot of platforming in the game. And like most games of that style, because we're living in this time where the indie retro platforming game is kind of oversaturating the market, right? Everyone's making it. And what is the one thing these games are notorious for? Punishment, right? That's like the all these games are so dang hard and they take pride in that, and that's fine because they're all, inspired by those days where you had to pay quarters to play video games and you actually had to be good at video games to succeed at them. And what's cool about that is it's all these people have skill. You read about in Ready Player One, like these people, they memorize where they should jump, where they shouldn't jump, things like that. In Battle Princess Madeline, it's maddening in the fact that, don't get me wrong, I love the game, but it's super frustrating in the fact that everything has to be timed perfectly. Like you have to jump in the right place. You have to jump at the right time. You have to measure the distance between you and the enemy. You have to duck. You got to, move into the right place. You got to move to the right at the right time, move to the left at the right time. Everything is so methodical and it was really hard at first because I had to get in there and I had to like get used to the patterns of all the enemies. And I've never we've reviewed platforming games before and I've had difficulties with them, but like this was so meticulous, and I got super frustrated. But then I turned it off, and then 2 hours later, I was like, you know what? I really want to go back and finish this game. And it's cool because it incorporates elements of like modern RPGs. So you can it's a side-scrolling game, but you can still go into buildings. You can talk to the people in the tavern and the townsfolk, and they incentivize you to beat bosses. You go back and they give you weapons, and like everything you get in this game has to be earned. So you go, you even have to like rescue the blacksmith. So once you rescue the blacksmith, you get his stuff back, and then you can upgrade your weapons. You can upgrade your armor. You can get new stuff. You can customize your character. There's so many layers to this game. I don't know if you're gonna play it or not, but it's oh my gosh, it's super frustrating, but I loved every minute of it. And it was so remember like on the Sega Genesis or Nintendo, you spend hours just trying to fight a boss. And then when you finally beat that boss, you're like, yes, I can do anything. Like that was what happened. Like I have not experienced that since that stupid Lion King game on the Sega Genesis.
Well, sounds like that feeling of accomplishment is great with the game, and I'm sure all that pain is worth it at the end when you go ahead and accomplish a major challenge or defeat a major boss.
Yeah, yeah, and the bosses are memorable. They don't just fly around. They don't just like attack you. Like the first boss you fight is this skeleton who swings at you, and then he does like this weird dance, and it's like you remember it. It sticks out in your mind. One thing I do want to give my hats off to Casual Bait Games for is that this game, it is aware that it is a nostalgia game, and even the way they open the narrative is almost an exact like replica of Princess Bride. And I don't consider that copying as much as I consider it like a nod to pop culture of yesterday. So you start out like Madeline, she's sick in bed playing the iPad. The grandpa walks in, offers to read a story, and I'm like kicking myself in the shins, going, "Where do I recognize this from?" And then I'm thinking, "Oh!" And all of a sudden, I see Fred Savage, sitting in bed playing his game. He has the joystick there, and the grandpa walks in.
But now you actually would see Deadpool talking to him instead of Grandpa.
Oh, jeez, yeah, oh yeah. But it's a solid game, and like you can fast travel, so you don't have to worry about getting somewhere and getting stuck there and having to, walk across three different worlds before you finally end up where you want to be again. The checkpoint system could be a little bit better, but it's a pretty solid game. I was concerned that it's going to be like every other game because all these developers claim to reinvent the wheel in some way, but this is actually it's a pretty good game, and I enjoyed my time with it despite its frustrations.
The game is Battle Princess Madeline. It is available from Casual Bit Games. It's available today on Steam and Xbox One, and also coming next week to the PlayStation 4 and also Nintendo Switch as well. I believe the MSRP on it across the board is $19.99, if I'm not mistaken. So once again, that is Battle Princess Madeline. For the full review and Josh's entire thoughts on the game itself, you got to check out his review today on popculturecosmos.com. And later this week, I'm going to go ahead and throw it on. Oh, and later, and also popculturecosmos.wordpress.com as well. But check it out today. Once again, popculturecosmos.com, his review of Battle Princess Madeline. My friend, it's been a great episode. We want to thank again Jessica Boggs from the TVRatingsGuide.com for coming on again like she does each and every month with a great TV update, and also Dutch from The Voice from the Underground for sharing his top 5 of 2018. Any last thoughts on the way out? Because I need to go ahead and check out the Avengers 4 trailer again. 289 million in the first 24 hours watching it. That's a record, man. That's a record.
I know. I don't think Avengers 4 is going to be a movie as much as it's going to be the pop culture event of our lifetime.
I can't wait to find out, and I can't wait to watch it. So for Josh Peterson, this is Gerald Glassford. It's another beautiful day in paradise right here in the Pop Culture Cosmos. We thank you for listening. And here's hoping you have yourself a great day.